Happy New Year, rascal. Did you behave yourself last night? You weren't out too late, were you? Huh? No. Your eyes look a little bloodshot, but I guess that's normal. What about you, Rolo? Huh? Roller, were you a good boy last night? Huh? It's hard to believe you guys are champion and grand champion miniatures when you look like a woolly mammoth, buddy. Happy New Year. Hey, how you doing? My name's Robert, and this is Pheasant Lane Farm. The weather has been atrocious lately. Just rain. Right now we're under a winter weather advisory for ice and snow. And then a couple times this week, supposed to be pretty frigid cold for around here. So, first things first. It's been 2 weeks since I made a video, and there's good reason for that. So how I want this video to go, I just want to talk to you guys a little bit about what's been going on. I want to go over real quick, not necessarily a New Year's resolution, I guess for myself, but a New Year's resolution that I think could help a lot of people. And we'll get into that. And then at the end of the video, Amber and I went out. We were completely out of firewood. Well, I shouldn't say completely. I had 8 pieces of maple that weren't quite dry enough for the wood stove. But we'll show some footage. Amber and I went out and busted out some wood on the Wolfe Ridge Pro 28 compact commercial earlier today. She does most of the splitting. She's fantastic at running that machine, and I just try and keep feeding wood to it. So those last two kind of go together, but I promise there'll be some good footage at the end of this video of Amber out there running the Wolfe Ridge. So first thing, I guess, I hope everyone had a fantastic Christmas. It is now New Year's Day in the evening, and we kind of took a break there for a while for a number of reasons. I enjoy family time. This is my favorite time of year. So I know I really didn't push the videos out. And there's another good reason, which we'll get into. So beginning of January, it's January 1st right now. Beginning of December, I guess right after Thanksgiving, I just had this cough that wouldn't go away. And I get this thing every year. For about the last 4 years, I get this cough. And it's like clockwork. I go to the doctor, it's bronchitis. So I would say towards the beginning of beginning of December, I was like, I've had enough. I was taking over-the-counter medications. So went to an urgent care, and they said I had food poisoning for a few days, so that wasn't fun. Finally, I was like, oh, I just can't stand it. Like, I'm coughing. I feel like crap. So I went to the urgent care. They go, yeah, you pretty much had food poisoning, it sounds like, and now you have severe bronchitis. All right, so did the whole bronchitis thing. I'm not sure what they gave me, a Z-Pack or whatever it was. An inhaler, excuse me, all that stuff. And 10 days later, on a Friday, kiddo got up and goes, she goes, hey, I don't feel good. I said, well, all right, which is very strange. She never misses school. But she just had a bad headache. She had a little bit of a fever, so we kept her home from school. 2 days later on a Sunday, my wife goes, I feel drained. I just feel horrible. And I still had the same cough thing going on. Same exact type of cough, no really other symptoms. And I was actually grabbing some lunch one day, and it was weird. At the beginning, I sat down to eat my lunch. I could taste it. At the end, I couldn't. And I thought, uh-oh, there we go. So later that day, ran to a local drugstore, grabbed 4 rapid COVID tests. And I know my sister-in-law's in the medical field. I know those tests aren't 100% accurate, blah, blah, blah. We're not going to get into politics of it. But I took a test, was positive. Amber took a test, was positive. And we gave one to kiddo, and she was positive. So go down the road. It happens. I'm not blaming anyone, but like the day before, or the day that I went and got the COVID test, we got an email from kiddo's school saying one of her classmates had been out that previous, or was at school, potentially positive with COVID on that Wednesday and Thursday, which made sense. The next day she started feeling bad. And so basically, as best we can trace it back, yeah, we got COVID from kiddo. So it wasn't too bad. By the time I took the rapid test, the doctors I spoke to said, you're probably 5 or 6 days in, maybe 4. So we did our quarantine period, and that was that. The second week was just absolutely rough. Just no energy. I'd walk outside. It's 100 yards from our garage door to the barn door, and I just have to sit down. I just had no energy. I never had a fever or any of that stuff, but I'm glad to say we're over that. Our quarantine was over 3 or 4 days before Christmas. My family had already pushed Christmas back. We don't have our family Christmas till tomorrow morning. That was already planned for January 2nd. So things just happen. I've had a lot of messages lately. I have not responded to a single email or message. My plan is tomorrow evening to go through those. Just kind of took a break, just trying to feel better. But I would get an email notification, people saying, hey, we haven't seen a video in 2 weeks. Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. But literally from, I guess you could say, a week after Thanksgiving until a week and a half ago, I was just feeling pretty rough. During that time, I did do the dump trailer review. I didn't even know, I wasn't positive at that time. Or I guess I was probably positive, just didn't know it. That kind of stuff. Some other things that have been going on around the property. Gavin, who has been in some of the other videos, he is the son of the gentleman that built my barn. Gavin's an 18-year-old high school student. He works at a quarry part-time running a skid steer, and he is very good at it. So this last week, I've been hauling stone from the quarry next door, and I have Gavin here running the skid steer. It's just a lot more efficient. I'm trying to put some money in a high school kid's pocket, and I can just keep making loops to the quarry. I got it down where I can do 2 trips in every 25 minutes. And, from the time I leave my house, loaded back. So every 25 minutes, he's getting a load of stone and spreading it out. But we have just had so much rain. We are absolutely flooded. Had a big 2.5-inch water pump running, and then we'd pump it all the way down till right before we'd start sucking mud and just start piling stone in. We have a lot done. So I have some footage I'll add up in the corner here of Gavin doing that. At one point, I come back and Gavin is soaking wet, and he goes, I didn't think that spot was that wet. And evidently, he had the boom a little too high on the skid steer when he dumped down and ended up wearing quite a bit of mud. So I know he's going to watch this video, but I got to poke a little fun where I can. Gavin, you're an absolutely fantastic young man, but yeah, I got to make fun of you for drenching yourself. So maybe I need to get a skid steer with a front glass door and a windshield wiper when Gavin's over here. So that's pretty much been that. Haven't done any work to the barn. Gavin did get a lot of stone moved into the barn. Like I still have 2 stalls to build. The cattle pen has been pretty much just put on hold with the weather, and my arm's just been killing me lately, and it's been windy, so I'm not going to try and hang barn curtains or try to get anybody over here this time of year. So yeah, I plan to buy some steers. That's probably going to have to wait a little while. That's life. It is what it is. All right. Number 2 on this list of this video. Kind of a New Year's resolution. And it's not really one of those things for myself, but I think it's something that could help all of us, and more importantly, help our friends and neighbors. Obviously, every New Year's resolution is getting to the gym more, lose some weight. I know I can lose a few pounds. I love to get back into a gym, but physical therapy is about all I can handle right now. Which, real quick, I know Troy watches some of my videos. He's one of my physical therapists. My time there is about up. I've been going there for over a year. 3 times a week. I'm their longest running patient. So I've made quite a bond with these guys. You know, you figure an hour and a half, 3 times a week. Sometimes it's a little shorter. So from the time I got hurt until all of this, these guys have been there for me to talk to, vent to, tell stories to. They tell me stories. I actually looked forward to physical therapy every single day I went. As much pain as I was in, I still looked forward to it for just kind of that friendships we've kind of made over the time. So I just want to thank Troy and Caroline. I wouldn't be anywhere near what I am now without you guys. Still dealing with a lot of pain, possibly a third surgery. I sure hope not, but it is what it is. So that kind of leads into this New Year's resolution bit real quick. Earlier when I said we are out of firewood, that is by choice. We did not burn all the firewood that we had stashed away. I gave it away. Yes, I gave away our winter's worth of firewood. Now, I was a little behind on firewood before I bought the Wolfe Ridge. So it's not like we had a ton. But I gave away everything we had. Now, my wife was 100% fine with that. This morning before we went out and cut up some dead ash trees that the excavators had pushed over for us this fall. Like I said, we're down to like 8 pieces of wet maple. So here's a New Year's resolution, and I hope it can help you. 14, 15 months ago, I was in a really bad accident. I was in a really bad way. In a hospital, not knowing if I was going to walk out or live. Pretty much went into surgery being told that they were going to amputate my arm. It was a strong possibility. And here we are. Now, I don't have as much function as I would like, but that's beside the point. So, 2 years ago today was a rough day for me. I lost a dear friend in an automobile accident on New Year's Eve. So I woke up on New Year's Day to Snapchats from my friend before he died. He had a DD, things just didn't go the way they should have. And I don't think 100%, I don't think they know exactly what happened. But one man was seriously injured. It was a single vehicle accident. And one of the best hunting partner and just good down country boy I've ever known in my life passed away. So I made a promise to his grandmother. We all call her Granny. She's a fantastic woman. She pretty much raised Mike, and I didn't think this was going to be this hard to talk about. Here's what to focus on. When someone's down and out, I feel like it's common practice to say, hey, if you need anything, you get a hold of me and I got you. Now, I don't think that we intentionally lie about that, but I think that that's probably one of the biggest bullshit phrases that a lot of people say. Now, when I was hurt, I had hundreds of people saying, hey, if you need anything, we got you. All you got to do is ask. Sometimes you're too proud to ask. Sometimes you ask and people just make excuses. I've had more people from YouTube, other YouTubers, or people that watch this channel. I have friends that I've met through YouTube from Pennsylvania, Indiana, Iowa, Kansas, Arkansas. And those guys were ready to jump in their trucks and come up here and help me split firewood when I was injured. And I appreciate it. But here's the thing that got me thinking. When Mikey died, I told his grandmother, I said, if you ever need anything, you call me. I got you. It doesn't matter what it is. And she's a very proud woman. The log supplier or firewood supplier she had this year kind of fell out on her, from what I was told. So in the middle of us having COVID, I said, hey, I'm going to bring you firewood. I'm not going to stack it. And she said that was fine. I said, just stay in the house. I'm going to dump this load of firewood. Now, she called me and she goes, I hate to ask you to do this. She goes, but I don't have enough firewood to make it through the winter. Did I have enough firewood to make it through the winter? No. But I made a promise to a friend that if anything ever happened to him, I would take care of his family. And that's exactly what I did. So between us having COVID giving away all the firewood we have. Is the first time in this, since we've lived in this house, that we've been running electric heat. We don't have propane here. We've been running electric baseboard heat for about the last 10 days. And it's kind of sickening when you think about it. I have a beautiful wood stove in the living room and a $9,800 splitter we just purchased sitting out in the barn, and we're using electric heat. But with that being said, I don't regret that for 1 second. Giving away everything we had to help a fantastic lady who suffered a huge loss in her life. And I know the holidays are hard for her. So, here's my challenge to you. I know you guys have been in a situation where somebody got hurt, or someone's down on their luck, or I hear it a lot. This is sad, but I hear this phrase the most at funerals or funeral homes or church services, stuff like that. When someone in the family passes away, everyone there will go up to that person and go, hey, if you ever need anything, don't hesitate to ask. But I feel sometimes when people do ask for that help, they don't get it. But here's the other key to this. A lot of people are too proud to ask. When I first got hurt, it's a shock. To have, my mom would be here with me if my wife had to run to work, and not to be able to bathe yourself, not be able to eat for yourself, not to be able to even walk. My hips were so jacked up, my legs, not even able to walk to the bathroom by yourself. But I never wanted to ask for help. But sometimes you have to. But here is the one thing. I'm going to call Granny every couple months now and say, Granny, you need anything? Are you good? She's a fantastic lady, one of the best I've met in my life. So maybe you can call a neighbor, or think of someone that you've said, hey, you ever need anything, you call me, don't hesitate. That person might be too proud to call you, but needs some help. So this New Year's, call that person, see if they need some help, or more importantly, just stop out. Stop out at their house. We love just making unannounced visits to friends. Call a stranger and say, hey, is there anything I can do for you? A lot of times at gas stations, I've fueled up people's cars that I could tell were just down and out and didn't have that 25, 35, 100 bucks, whatever it was. Try to make the world a better place. And it all starts with just asking somebody, hey, do you need anything? Is there anything I can do for you? Because if you tell someone, hey, you ever need anything, you let me know, and they're too proud to ask, that's a lose-lose situation in my book. So that is pretty much going to wrap up what we've been up to, dealing with the whole COVID, bronchitis. I felt like the whole month of December I was just pretty much sick. I said December there, not January. So I'm going to drink my hot chocolate because I don't drink coffee. Sit in a chair and watch a movie with kiddo. We're having family Christmas tomorrow at my grandfather's house, who's 94. So we're always looking forward to that. So I'm going to leave you guys with this. Thank you for watching. Thanks for your continued support, for all you guys do. I absolutely love the emails and the messages and the comments that you guys leave me. If you ever want to chat, pheasantlanefarm@gmail.com. So I'm going to throw in the footage of Amber out there. I didn't get any footage of us cutting up the logs. They actually, when they cleared between the house and the barn, they pushed some logs up towards, they're probably 50 yards in front of the house. So she bucked those up and loaded them up in the tractor. We did 2 big stacks of firewood in the garage. And then Amber ran the Wolfe Pro 28 compact commercial with a 4-way. I had the 6-way wedge on, and we decided to swap it out for the 4-way. So she did that. I just kept feeding her rounds and then would kind of unload the tray on it. And we just did it into the bucket of the tractor because I knew I was going to stack it in the garage. Usually we stack them into IBC totes. But it was frigid cold today, kind of rainy, icy. But hey, you give away all your firewood. You can't pick your good days to get it split up for your home. So today's the first day in a while we've had the wood burner going in the house. Absolutely love it. There's nothing like wood heat. So thank you guys from the bottom of my heart. I hope you all had a Merry Christmas, a Happy New Year. Remember that resolution I talked about? And let's try one person at a time to make the world a better place. Here's the footage of my beautiful wife and her dirty Carhartts running the Wolfe Ridge Splitter. Take care, everybody. God bless, and make smart decisions.